we had met the first time we were out in Dallas, and we met at a place called the Crescent Hotel off of McKinney, I believe it was, right? Across from the Ritz-Carlton.
It was.
And we met for the first time, and I met them through, I think it was Troy Dooley or Troy, you met, I forgot, you introduced me to him or he introduced me to you?
Yeah, I put you guys together.
Yeah.
We met through Zach Davis.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So anyway, we were introduced by somebody and we just vibed. I mean, our energies just vibed from day one. And we've always had maintained a very, very good relationship and friendship. And we had dinner one day, came to Vegas, we spoke, and he was telling me about his vision, his dream, and it basically aligned with the direction we were going in. And we felt, let's work together. How can we make this work? And we worked it all out. We worked out all the semantics. And now we're at the point where everything's going to start getting merged together. And you'll come under our flag. The increased model comes in our flag, but you're bringing some of the most phenomenal people. I sat in Las Vegas with 25 of the leaders. We sat with Peter. We sat with Karen. We got to know some of the people. Even the OG out there in California. What's his name? Oh my gosh.
Wesley Hunter.
Yeah. So, I got to meet Dominique and Devon and all the other leaders and Aaron, the educator. And Aaron, if you're on the call, I know you messaged me. I'm sorry. I will call you back after the call. So I just am so grateful that we got a chance to meet everybody. Our visions aligned, and we're all on the same page, going in the same direction. Let me just fix my. Peter, where'd you go?
I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So when I do webinars, I like talking to somebody and I'm looking at your video. I'm in the little box, you're in the big, so I'm actually talking to you, but the people are getting talked to. So I just, when everything vibed, it just expanded. And one of the things I may talk about tonight is wave interference, and we'll get into that a little bit. But I'm really gracious and grateful that we all can work together to build something great. I love the charitable side of the company. Isis has her own, reasons for her charity, which is for lupus, because her sister had passed after battling lupus for years, and it eventually got the best of her. And we're bringing that into the equation along with the other things that Karen and Peter have been working on. I love the travel side. That's something that, it just works. Trade, travels, transform. We have the transformation side. We have some of the best people in the industry in terms of mindset with the Bob Proctors. And we have other speakers here and there. I got myself that I do a lot of it. I do a lot of webinars. The Alex Mortons of the world and the Yvonne Tapias. David Amonite is a phenomenal leader. So we are basically if you really want to call it, a biblical-based model where our leaders know where their strength and power come from. We also have the trading. So if you look at trading, travel, and transform, it just aligns itself, And so we're excited to bring that into it, because last year when COVID hit, it messed up quite a lot of companies. And Peter and Karen were ahead of the curve, and they built their own business. And then we decided to partner in. And now we also have other companies that we're going to be bringing to the equation through Peter and Karen that they have attached us to, and we've had meetings. Basically, right now we're in global domination mode. Period. End of story. You're not joining a mom and pop shop. You're joining a global revolution, like a global revolution to dominate the entire space in a positive way. When I say dominate our space, we are bringing love and gratitude to the world and appreciation to the world that we've been blessed to have such a phenomenal model. I'm not responsible for Markets Live, International Markets Live. At the end of the day, I started it. Isis and I started it. But we know where the power comes from, and we know what we were assigned to do in our life. We were assigned to do works that were to better people. And we had the faith that good things would come. We had the faith we would change and impact the world. And bang, we're now doing the works in a good way, and it's attracting and multiplying and multiplying and attracting. And together, everybody here on this call, you now have the ability, because let's call it what it is. Karen and Peter started a business with a vision. Unfortunately, their limitations were to English speaking model only, where now you have, I think, education in 9 or 10 or 12 different languages at this point. You come into the equation, you're gonna have access to education throughout the world. We have our own, we're bringing a platform to us. It's gonna be a third-party platform that we just did a webinar last week for July 4th. We had over 20,000 people on it, better than Zoom, and simultaneously translates into different languages. You gotta, hang on a second here. Just excuse me for 1 second. Hold on a second. Come here, Drew. Come here. Come here. He's still searching for the toy. You gotta give me a second here, guys. I don't want this dog drowning himself because he's looking for a toy. Come here. Nope. He's literally still looking for the toy. Okay. You know what? It's up to him if he wants to dig, keep searching. So we have, modeled out in so many different languages, and the apps that we have, one of them is a Zoom equivalent. So we bring that to you, where you can do webinars, and it's going to be launching live shortly, where let's just say you have a group of 20 or 30, 50,000 people. We have no limitations in ours. It's not like Zoom. We also are bringing to the table an in-house charting platform that's better than TradingView. We have an in-house trading education charting platform. We have so many things that we're bringing to the table that bring to you to help you grow your business. We have businesses around the world that when you come into the company, you have access to everything all over the globe. And the one thing was important to me was to have a leader that worked together with us that had global access, and that's David Amonitier. David has a global business. He's a Chairman 750. He's plus bonuses. He's almost $1 million a month earner. He has global impact, and his intention is right. His heart is right. His mind is right. And he's somebody who's partnering up with Peter and his leadership. Guys, you're in a no-lose situation here. It's a win-win-win for everybody. And the main thing is we want to just do everything with good intention and love. And I love the way Peter had opened the call, okay? Because you are all blessed. We are all blessed together. Now, the funny thing is I was just doing a call. It was called wave interference. And wave interference, you could have constructive or destructive. Constructive interference is when two or more people of the same vibration meet, it expands. For instance, myself and Peter, when I say myself and Peter, going forward, it's Karen, Peter, Isis, and myself. Okay, so I don't want to keep saying 4 names. I'll just say Peter and myself to make it simple. So when Peter and I met, it was wave interference, constructive interference. That means when we met, we expanded. Now, when you meet somebody and it just goes dead because maybe Peter has one philosophy, I have another one, it goes dead. So you have constructive and destructive interference, or what they call wave interference. And the one thing with Peter and myself, all 4 of us, is that our energy keeps expanding, and it got to the point where now we're partnering up together, building a global dynasty. I don't want you to get on this call and I'm just going to talk about what we got going on. I want to teach you tonight, and I want to teach you from both a biblical standpoint, a business standpoint, and to show you who your CEO of I Am Mastery Academy is and who you're partnering in with. Because at the end of the day, you have to say, I like being around these people. I don't want anybody coming to this company not liking me. That would not feel good. I want you to know the value that we bring and the love that we bring. And to be successful in our arena, there's a couple things. Number one, and I have no place else to be tonight, so I'm here with you until we finish. Okay. So it may run an hour, maybe a little more, but I don't want to be in the rush because I literally did 4 webinars in a row, back to back to back to back to back. It like never ended. So my goal today is to elevate you at levels you've never understood, never comprehended, and you were never aware of. And the goal today is to get everybody aware of your true potential and really how to just eliminate some of the things that are blocking you from really what you want. Now, it may draw some emotion. Can you do me a favor, Peter, put yourself on mute, or whoever is on unmute because the ringing. So my goal is to get you from where you are now. You come into the company in the next 90 days, you start popping ranks, you start running with this thing. And what we established from day one, which is today, full bore, and you have a direction. You can't come into the company, and we have similar comp plans, okay? So it's gonna be easy, but you can't put yourself in a mindset you're gonna make 100,000 a month if you're not ready. It's exciting. Come in network marketing, I can make 100, 200, 500,000 a month. But the fact is, if you're not grown or you haven't evolved enough, how could you possibly get there? And the things I've been working on I've continuously worked on it, give me a perfect model how to get there. So in your life up until now, we are all dominated by our subconscious. You see, when we were born and through life, we are consciously programming ourselves, okay? And we think our conscience is dominating. And you're right, in fact, that you do the programming. Your conscience is doing the programming of your subconscious, hands down. But if you look at it, your conscience is dominant in programming, your subconscious is passive. And your subconscious is a computer, and what you did was you programmed this computer over the 25 years of your life, or 55, whatever it may be. You put all this programming into your mind, when now the computer is programming you. You see, what you did was not realizing it, because over the years, and let's face it, what comes up the most? Negatives. You don't see people walking around in a blissful mindset and happy and joyful. Yeah, if they're on some drugs that are on television to keep you okay and out of depression. All right, the government and these pharmaceutical companies want to lie to you and give you a drug to keep you dopey. Right? There's a big problem in this world where people's minds are so screwed up, they don't know how to cope. And we realize that where our pains come from is from our subconscious, from our past. I'm talking, Peter and I are around the same age. And I'm sure, Peter, when you were 5 years old or 10 or 15, that there was some trauma back then that today, even you can't handle it. You don't understand. And it goes for anybody here, myself included, Isis, Karen, all of us, even the bosses. We're human. We have stuff that when we were younger and all through the years, even up until recent, that have affected us in a negative way, which we've accepted, our conscience has accepted it and programmed it into our subconscious. So your conscience has the ability to accept or reject anything. Okay. So if somebody does something to you and you accept it, it's in your mind. And if you didn't heal that, it's stuck there and it's always going to be a flare. So I'm going to give you an example. I give the example. Let's just say Peter, and I know Peter loves the Grateful Dead. And he calls me up in his Peter type of voice. Hey, Chris, how you doing? What's up, Peter? Hey, I got tickets to Grateful Dead. You want to go? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And yeah, we're going to go. And Peter comes to Las Vegas and we're going to go see the Grateful Dead. But that day, I got a severe toothache. So painful that I can't even think. How am I going to go see the Grateful Dead with the pain so severe I can't enjoy it? I can't even hear the music. They go to play Casey Jones. I can't do it. Right? I can't, you know? So if I took an Advil or an ibuprofen, I ate it, it decreased my inflammation and my pain. Therefore, I'm good because my inflammation was lowered because I took ibuprofen. Who's the Grateful Dead? It's a music group from Peter because he's old. It's from the 70s. So, see, the difference between Peter and I'm 25. So, anyway, for those that are younger, just say Drake, okay? So, if I took an ibuprofen, I can go see the show. I'm good. So, when I realized the problems we have in this world are our subconscious is in control of our conscience, when really the conscience should be programming the subconscious properly. And we've given control to the subconscious because let's face it, folks, when there's an issue in your relationship or a friendship or anything, you go right to the negative. And am I on the right path? You go right to the negative and that consumes you. Am I on the same? Am I right there? Guys and girls, talk to me. Okay. So what we need to do, and I want you to understand something, you got to have vision for the future, what they call faith. Faith and vision are pretty much the same thing. You have to have vision of what you want. You have to have faith to believe the future will become a reality. If you match the image of what you want with the right frequency, you can achieve it, Einstein said. Okay? You have to put the right frequency to the image that you want. You have to have faith that it's going to be a reality. But how can you have faith if your whole life you've been let down, that you have this pain? Call it what it is. I don't know what else to call it. You have this energetic inflammation. Your energy is so inflamed of pain from the past, you can't see far into the future. You have so much failures in our life. And let's face it, we're all part of network marketing. We didn't come into network marketing. Network marketers don't come into network marketing because they're billionaires. They come in here to become a billionaire. They don't come in here because they got all these great degrees and are already successful. They come in to learn how to get successful. We got to call it what it is. Okay? The thing is, we're not like every other company. Every other company is not going to tell you the secret of really what it takes. The reason we have so many people making so much money because we understand the secret of really what it takes. And you're getting a talk tonight that I do traditionally throughout my company. All right? So let's think, with all this energetic inflammation, how could you see into the future? How could you see yourself making 100 grand a month or 200 or 500,000 a month if you can't even get out of your own way? You have stuff that's unhealed, therefore you have no vision. If we were to take your energetic inflammation and lower it, so if I was to lower the pain in my tooth, I could see further and go to the show with Peter. So if we lower your energetic inflammation and pain, what do? We increase the ability to see further into the future, and you are more likely to be more clear-minded to achieve those goals. Now, we put this in a biblical standpoint. I believe it's Romans 2:27 or 2:28. You could go to Bible Gateway and search. Yeah, hold on one second. But if you go in Bible Gateway and you search the law of faith, yeah. Now, I'm 55 years old. All I've heard about is laws of attraction, gravity, law of this, law of that. And I've never heard another man say to me, Chris, you know, the faith is a law. Faith is actually a law, the law of faith. Faith is the ability to see what isn't as if it were. See the future before it's in the reality. Have vision to see what isn't as if it were already there. And it says there, if you have faith, you're going to be justified. Basically, what that's saying is if you believe that God will bless you because you have 1000% faith that it's going to be fine, then you can have anything you want because you're going to be blessed and protected. But it says you don't need to do works. It says all you need to do is have faith. Works is not important. And there's a battle between that one and James, where in James it says faith without works is dead. And that's where most people go to. Why? Because there's a negative involved. Most people attract to negative. Faith without works is dead. That means it's not going to work. You don't have the right faith. It's not going to work. That's not what it means. When they say faith without works is dead, yes and no. What the other one says, all you need is faith. You don't need works. What it's saying is, if you do good work, well, naturally, if you put your trust in God and accept the blessing where you're justified, then you will naturally do good things. So by you if you put yourself in alignment with the universe and God, and you got that connection, you're naturally going to do something good. But what it's saying is, if you don't do good works, if you do something that's bad, it's dead. Remember the constructive and destructive influence, the wave theory? If you align yourself in terms with God and say, okay, faith, all I have to have is faith to believe, you're going to be justified. You're going to be blessed. Okay? That's wave constructive interference, you see. Then it expands. Where it's destructive interference is that if you go and do something stupid, you cross it out and it goes dead. Faith without works is dead. I'm not religious, but I'm not stupid either. I know how to read. So I realized that, and we have to get to that. And the reason I brought faith up is because what I'm going to talk to you about right now, you need to have faith. You need to have faith and belief that what I'm going to tell you is going to help you. Okay? And some of you, it may pull some emotion out. And you could put it in there that I'm emotional. That's okay when I talk about this. It's not easy to talk about. Over your life, and the reason we have so much pain and anger inside of us, because if we look at this, the lowest emotional frequency below 100, 130 is the lowest frequency, is emotional frequency. The lowest emotional frequencies are pain, anger, mistrust, right? The highest form of frequencies are appreciation, unconditional love, gratitude, okay? So, and trust. If you have the love, the trust, the appreciation, the gratitude, you're at a high emotional frequency. If you have mistrust, if you have fear, if you have anger, you're at the lowest frequency. Putting all this together, it says to us that our past is at the lowest frequency. It's natural. I don't see people walking around singing. I see people fighting a lot, arguing. TV influences you all the time. Why do you think the news is doing that to you? The government wants the news to be barking all the time, to tell you there's the coronavirus, 40 million people are dead. The whole world's falling apart. Wow, when Donald Trump wasn't elected, the coronavirus went away. Wow. The powers that be control the narrative to put fear in the hearts, okay? To make you angry, all right? So the media controls a lot of what we see and hear, and we can't get away from it. It's all over the internet. Anywhere you go, it's always something, and you're being programmed wrong. So I cannot go back in your past and remove what happened to you. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the one that's listening, that really understands what I'm about to talk about. I can't go back and take away the pain, the mental abuse, the physical abuse, the violations, the thievery, the cheating, the hurt, the physical. I can't go take that away, what others did to you. I can't. I can help you. And I can tell you how to get past it and take that past, and we're going to put water on the fire. We're going to lower that inflammation, because there's people in this world that violated you in such bad ways, physically and mentally. Whether they came to your home and they saw your watch and they took it, or they violated you in a sexual way or a mental way to keep you down. You know, I can't go remove that, but I can tell you how we're going to get past it and how you're going to take that and use it differently. In the Bible, and like I said, I'm going to be biblically quoting some stuff. In the Bible, whether it's Matthew or Mark, it says there, God will forgive you for all you've done if you forgive others for all they've done to you. In essence, it basically says, if you forgive all those that condemned you or violated you, God will forgive you. If you don't, see, there's a second part of it. If you don't forgive, you're not going to be forgiven. So here's Chris Terry's thinking. If you forgive anybody who's ever done anything wrong to you ever in your life, I'm talking right at this second, from the day you were born right till now, you dig deep and you say, this person did this to me, that person did this to me, that unsettled issues with your family. Now, if the people are still alive and you have contact, heal it. Call them up and heal it. Period. Say you're sorry. What Chris Terry says, if you forgive anybody who's ever done anything wrong to you in your life, and you forgive yourself for anything wrong you've done to anybody else, and you apologize to the people that you did wrong to, you clean up your own backyard. You go in the backyard with a rake and a leaf blower, and you get some trash bags, and you take your whole past and put it in that trash bag, clean up your own backyard. You need to forgive everybody. You need to forgive yourself. It's okay. You need to apologize, stand up and apologize and say, I'm sorry. Then God will forgive you for everything you've ever done. He will wipe this slate clean. You will start fresh. I don't mean to be preaching the Bible here, but I am. Guys, girls, I'm a street guy. I'm sorry. If I'm in the street and somebody looks at me wrong, I'm in their face. I promise you. I'm not just like going to come preach to you. I'm a street guy. I don't back down from nobody, and I will protect this company, these people, your people, with my life. All right? I'm about 205 pounds of attack if anybody messes with us. But I'm telling you principles of success that are biblical based that will elevate you if you understand it. You basically need to draw a line in the sand and clean up your own backyard and say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, I forgive myself, and I apologize. You do it in prayer or if you can contact the people, but by doing that, it's not going to be overnight. This may take you a month, 6 months, a year. I don't know where you are in life. Some of you have been sexually assaulted, that it may take a lot of work. But you can't sit and keep putting band-aids on your pain. You can't keep trying to cover up your past. You can't do it. If you had to do stuff in your life that you're not proud of, forgive yourself. Seriously. Whether you did something on, I'm not going to get into it, but you know what I'm talking about. If you did something that was so bad that you had to do it to survive, forgive yourself. It's okay. If you forgive, you will be forgiven. Now, there's a story that says a king grabbed a servant who owed him a lot and said, I'm forgiving you for all your debts. You are forgiven. And the servant went out, was so happy, but he decided to go collect his debts from other people because the king forgave him. So he figured he'd go get the debts from others and he gets to keep it. The king turned around and said, no. Now I'm not going to forgive you and I'm going to put you in jail. So do you wonder why you keep stumbling in circles and you can't get out of your own way? Because you haven't forgiven, and you haven't forgiven yourself, and you haven't apologized. When you do that, you get that off your chest, you're going to become a new person. You're going to have, your skin is going to change. You understand your mind is so powerful that it emanates certain frequencies. You can change your body, the way you look, your hair. You can change everything because you will put a certain type of energy out. Don't balk at me. No, I'm not coming out there. See, he's trying to give me wave interference here. So if you put the right energy, all right. Take a water break for 2 minutes. I have to go throw the thing in the water for him to go get it, or else he's not going to be happy. Oh, you went down and got it, right? You don't want to do it with the people. You didn't want to do it with the people. You wanted me to be embarrassed that you were so lazy, but you went and got it. Go. I'm sorry, guys and girls. See, when I do this with my dog, it's because some of you went dead mentally and you weren't listening. And it's normal. You see, when you're listening and learning, your brain does this. I'm saying something, right? And you're learning, but I'm talking and you're trying to conceptualize what I just said, and you're missing this piece, and then your brain comes back up and learns. So there's gaps. So Peter, make sure you share this with everybody. I understand how the mind works. I know sometimes you have to take a little break and reset things. So we just completed talking about the forgiveness part. And it's clear as day. It says it right there in the Bible. It also says that he's perfect and that you can use him as your shield. You can use God as your shield to protect you. Believe it or not, you are given the power. Now, if we think about this on an energetic standpoint, okay? So let's go back. Once up until this point, your energy is based on a lot of our pain and anger is keeping our aura, our energy very close to us. Negative energy, mistrust, pain, anger. It's inside of us. It's not released. The highest vibration, as I said, is love and gratitude and appreciation. What happens, it expands. The reason some of you are not attracting what you want is because your energy is so confined to you. It's sticking to you like mud, like tar. When you understand, that will melt away and your energy would radiate much more out of about 3 to 4 meters around your body, because your pain is gone and you could have a bigger vision, right? You could have a bigger vision because you now are reducing your pain. All right. So you could have a much larger energy and a larger vibration. When you put a thought, out there, all right, you know what? I'm not going to argue with my dog anymore. I'm going to go in the other room. I'll go to my office. When you are able to put a much larger sphere around you of energy, okay, and that will attract what you want. What's important is once you reduce the pain, once you get rid of that negative gunk, now you can have a vision, a faith to know what you want. You put yourself in a different energy. Having that different energy, as we talked about it, the higher emotional frequency, you want to, hold on a second. You put yourself in that higher frequency. In your mind also, since you could see further, you see, it's all coming together where you want to put yourself in a higher frequency. Now, here's the cool part. When you clear up that past and you put a thought out there, the thoughts you're going to be thinking are different as opposed to the way you used to think. The way you used to think was, oh man, I'm not good enough, or I couldn't do this, or man, that's hard, that's a lot of work. Yes, you could continue to have that. But when you understand to reduce your pain, to increase your vision, you speak different. And what do? I am a success. I attract successful minded, like-minded people. You be so specific of what you want. If I went to the store and said, oh, give me a coffee. I gotta go. I'm in Starbucks. I gotta go. Give me coffee. And they give you a hot coffee, a little one. I don't want that. I want an iced coffee. And they hand you a black iced coffee, a small grande. And you're like, I don't want that. I want a venti. And you tell the lady, look, I want a venti iced coffee with a little bit of milk, almond milk. And they give you a venti iced coffee and they fill it up with almond milk. And you're like, that's not what I wanted. And you say to them, look, listen to me. Now at this point, you're frustrated, right? Because you're not asking for what you want specifically. You say, I want a venti iced coffee with 2 tablespoons of almond milk and a shot of espresso. You're getting exactly what you want because that's what you asked for. Up until this point in your life, you asked for the wrong things. You don't even realize you did it. Anything you say that's negative, that's adding to the programming of the subconscious that's dominating you to do the negative things. When you start rewriting the script, that's why I said we got to get rid of the past. You start rewriting the script of exactly what you want. Then you have to put an emotional attachment to it. Peter and Karen have an emotional attachment, and they've gotten you to an emotional attachment about increase because the charitable side, the giving. Okay, that right there is high vibration. Giving is high vibration. That's why he has call it what it is. I'm not gonna use the word, you have a committed following, because if I use a different kind of word, it'll be misinterpreted on the next thing you know, devil horns, right? So bottom line is people are attracted to Karen and Peter because they have such a following, because they know they're at a high vibration, right? So Peter's energy comes to you and through you. You can do the same thing. They have an emotional attachment to increase, right? So do I. So if you think about this, you remove the pain and now you use your mind to attract what you want. Do you realize the whole world is energy? The whole world is energy. And energy is smaller than the smallest particle in the world. It's smaller than electrons. If you look at energy, you can look at it as like, You can look at energy as like items in the, atoms like items in this room, right? Just say it under a microscope. And energy is the air in it. You got it? So basically, energy goes to and through everything, including the smallest particles of the world. Which means if you put a thought today, it'll go through the world, through the globe, instantaneously, and attaches to what it is that has the like-mindedness. So when I put the energy out originally that I wanted to meet somebody successful, and Peter wanted to, we immediately got connected by Zach. Immediately. Because we had the same vibration, you see. And since then, we've had such an amazing vibration. Peter and I are on the same frequency since the day we met. We're unbreakable. Our bond is for life. But there's millions of people that you meet in this world that you just can't vibe with. But your mind will attract what it's supposed to attract. Now, here's the reason why we're not attracting what we want is because we're asking for the wrong thing. You're out thinking, oh, I'm going to be a chairman 100, but you're saying the wrong thing, and then you get some dopey, slow-mo brained idiot who says, I want to be a chairman, but is a mess because you weren't so specific exactly what you want. You weren't so specific of what you want. You're going to bring everything to you. You want to filter this out when you even ask for stuff. And it says right in the Bible, if you ask in your heart, you shall receive. If you seek, you shall find. I'm seeking successful-minded people who want to learn Forex, who want to be in network marketing. I'm putting that out there that this is what I want to receive. I'm not just wanting successful-minded people. I want to attract I attract successful-minded people who love network marketing, who want to learn how to trade. I'm so specific because I can get successful-minded people. They come to me and they're like, well, I don't like network marketing. So if I put the vibration of exactly what I want, it will attract. So when you have faith, we're going back to that, and belief, you have a high vibration. When you have trust, high vibration. You put an emotional attachment against it, that's good. A very good emotional attachment, like a love for a baby, a love for a puppy, that kind of attachment that brings you to tears. All that combined will give you the opportunity to attract and do things you couldn't dream possible. If you eliminate that garbage from your past and you clean up your own backyard, you can see so much into the future. You can truly have vision. You can truly have faith to believe, and that something will form. Matter, M-A-T-T-E-R, will form once your energy is right. Energy becomes matter on a different vibration. Now, if I take water and I put a drop of ink in there, it changes the whole energy of the whole water. So what you want to do is be so specific and so clear and so pure in what you're asking for, then you shall receive. You got to come from a heart base. You can't just do it on a money base. If I built my business here based on the love for others, knowing that I'm going to impact you at levels you can never comprehend. I'm not doing this for money. I can care, honestly, and no disrespect to Peter or Karen, I could care less if they came financially. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change my income. What's going to change my life if they come with you and you want to change others' lives, that's important to me. And that I'm not going to trade. I'm going to wholeheartedly work my heart out and my butt off to make sure you guys are safe and protected and loved. I want you to understand that, you have to work things in a whole different mindset than you've ever done before. Okay? Am I in the right place, guys and girls? Give me a yes. Now, something you need to know about me. If you look at me, I'm a human emoji. So they call me the panda. So number one, we got to start. Put some panda emojis in here. Put some emojis. Put some panda emojis. Put the panda. There we go. Panda emojis. You see, they call me the panda. So what happened was Jason Brown, Chairman 750. I was going to do a webinar during COVID, and I didn't shave for 2 weeks like I did now. And he's like, "You can't do this. You look like a freaking panda emoji." I'm like, "What?" So I realized, and I said it to a group of 10,000 people. Next thing you know, went viral in the company, and everybody's calling me a panda. So, but you have the power in your possession to do anything you want. You can be so granular of what you want. You can't. You have to put the right code into your subconscious. So the subconscious will then do the talking for you. Look, I'm not saying I'm lazy, but I'm freaking lazy. Do I want to keep telling myself I'm a success every day and I'm a success, I'm a billionaire and all that stuff? I don't want to do that. What I want to do is program my subconscious. Work hard, not smart. Work smart, not hard. You program your subconscious to do the work for you. You program it enough, you're going to be walking around and your mind is going to be going, "I'm a winner, I'm a success, blah, 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 I'm a billionaire." You see, you program your subconscious and continuously work hard in that. Go for the next 90 days, continuously talking about exactly what you want. And from that point forward, you give it some maintenance. You continuously, your mind, what's going to happen is you're going to say, "I attract successful people." For example, you say it enough, your subconscious is going to say, "I attract successful people." You put it on a loop, it's going to start looping over and over and over again, even if you're talking to it or not anymore. So when I walk around all day and night, I am a winner. I am the Muhammad Ali of trading. I am the greatest. I talk to myself. But I used to do it so much that it's naturally doing it for me. I reprogrammed, and look, I'm not a martyr. I'm not an angel. I had a lot of garbage in my past, and I had to forgive. I had to let go. I had to let go. And by doing that, it grew me and has helped grow the business. Okay? You come into this company that we now have, this IM, and you're going to learn a new comp plan. Though it's something similar, you're going to do a different language. But you know what? I want you every single day to do a webinar. Why? Because if you're talking and making 100,000, 300,000 a month, well, you know what? You have to plant the seeds. You have to plant the seeds, man. Okay? Planting the seeds means you're doing the work now and you're planting the seeds. If you do a webinar every night, even if there's nobody there, and you're just doing it just to perfect your craft. Look, if you're a carpenter and you show up to work without a hammer, you're going to go home. If you show up as a doctor, you show up without a stethoscope, what do I need you for? If you're a network marketer and you show up to sit with me and you're not ready, you're not prepared with the comp plan, I don't need you if I'm a customer. If you sit down with somebody, you call somebody, you make sure you are versed. So what do? Every night do a webinar. Why? The people will come. Why? Because you're at a different vibration now. You're at a different energy now. And your job is to attract. I am a success. I am a winner. I attract. You see, you put yourself in such a high vibration and you do the webinars every night. You start off with a story. You give it for an hour. You give some stories. You give the comp plan. You end up with a motivational talk, or you give, some kind of good nugget every night, and you do it 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. Take Sunday off for a break there. Let your body rest. But you do the work every single day, and you do a webinar. You can afford Zoom. It's $10 freaking. Some people so cheap they get knocked off after 30 minutes because they don't want to pay $10. You don't want to invest in your business, yet you want a multi-million-dollar business. You have to invest into your business, into your craft. So every night, You get on a webinar, whether anybody's there or not, and you do the work over and over and over again. And all of a sudden, Peter Hirsch shows up to your webinar saying, hey, what you got going on? In a Peter Hirsch voice, I want to see. And you'd say, you know what? Welcome. And you do your webinar that you've been practicing for weeks. And Peter goes, wow, this is the best webinar I've ever heard. I want to learn more. You see, faith without works is dead. But you're blessed if you have faith and don't do works. That means if you do good works means that you're actually doing something good. By doing these webinars every night, you're doing something good for the betterment of others and your family and your future children and children's children, that you can attract, you'll be blessed beyond, and you'll attract anything you want. But you have to start somewhere. You learn the comp plan, you studied every night. And the other thing we have here is trading. Okay? For those of you that just think you're going to build a network marketing business and try to skim it and not trade, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, you go work, you're doing a year, 2, 3 years, and some of you have been in network marketing forever. You made money, you didn't make money, starting over again. Peter started his business 3, 4 months ago, so obviously you're on this call, you started again. You're going in a vicious circle. Okay, I'm going to tell you how to be successful with this. Number one, who thinks their boss is stupid? Who thinks their boss is stupid? Wow, okay. So hold on a second. Stop. Anybody that has a boss and thinks the boss is stupid, what does that say about you? Come on, look at me. So we're gonna change the script on the way you think of your boss. Number one, if you think you're just gonna do network marketing and it's gonna be great, it's not. Unless you already have a network like David, right? I don't even have a network. If I had to start over again, I'd have to start over again, and I'd have to do what I'm going to tell you to do. Number one, if I had a job and I went to work every day and I had the attitude, man, the boss is stupid, I hate this job, man, and I'm telling people at the job, yeah, I got this IM, or I got this increase, I'm going to be real rich in Forex. I'm going to be great in network marketing, residual income, unlimited potential. This job is stupid. It's keeping me limited. Yeah, you're going to stay like that because you're talking out your mouth things that you don't want rather than things you do want. So you're sitting there talking bad about your boss and your job and things you have that you don't want. You're confirming it in your brain. No, follow me. Number one, you look at your boss as your partner, as your investor. If you're making $1,000 a week working at the job, you know what? He's giving you $4,000 a month to build your business. You do not go to job and tell him anything. You go there, silence is golden. Biggie Small says, gangsters move in silence. What does that mean? Shut your mouth. When you're at a job, shut your mouth. Focus on the job. Give it the best day possible every single day. Give them the best because you want those hours. If you lose your job because you're such a big player right now at Platinum 150 or 600 or 1,000, and you leave a good paying job because you talk too much and your boss says, you know what? You're not a fit anymore. Uh-oh. You got to protect that. Protect your job. Work as hard as possible. Don't go telling them what your plans are. That's none of their business. Trust me, your boss wants you to stay there. He don't want you to get free. Then he loses a good employee. Stay. Shh. Don't tell anybody at your job what you got going on. And if anybody brings it to you, how's that thing going? Oh man, it was stupid. It was a pyramid scheme. It didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Shut up. Quiet. While you're there, you're getting paid. You're getting paid to build your business and to trade. Put money into trading. Every week, you get paid. Put money into trading. Develop your craft. Develop your skills. Become better to the point where your business, your trading business is paying for your network marketing business, where your trading business is even making more than your job. That your network marketing business eventually will catch up, because a lot of you just come on, you may not have big networks. Some of you do, some of you don't. The ones that have a big network, I'm not talking to you, obviously, Dominique and Devon, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those who really need to balance this out. You put the investment every week into trading and network marketing to the point where your business of trading is help funding your network marketing business, to the point where both of them together make more than your job is paying. And you say to your boss one day, you write a letter, "Dear boss, I write this resignation because due to limited potential, way too many hours, being underpaid for my time and efforts, for having to laugh at your stupid jokes, for having to take so much time from my family, from having to work so many hours, I have no time left in a day. I just want to hereby resign and give my job to somebody else. P.S. Don't give me a raise." They should not be able to pay you. And when it's time for you to go, they should not be able to afford you. You need to have at all times your energy at the same place. You can't go to job negative and then leave and go to IM and you're all over the place. Across the board, your appreciation and gratitude gotta be huge. That's what I'm saying to your boss. Gratitude. Why? Be happy. God has put you in a position to earn and have a job that's going to afford you to build your wealth and your passion, you see. Are we all on the same page? Are we all on the same page? Freedom smells so good. Freedom. You can't have economic freedom without personal freedom. You can't have personal freedom without economic freedom. You can't go on vacation if you have a job. You can't go on a real vacation if you just want to go away anytime. No, you have to apply for it. They have to approve it. They have to tell you when you leave, when you come back. Well, I don't want to come back if you don't want to come back. Some of us want to work all our life. Some of us want to go do something, whatever we want to do. But you can't do it unless you're physically free. If you have cups on your hand, where are you going? Oh, they gave you a week or 2 weeks off. Congratulations. I want you to have your life off eventually. But for now, the next 24, 36, 48 months, grind like you're broke, as Meek Mill says. Grind like you're broke until you cannot afford to be a millionaire. Until you can afford to live on an income of a guy that makes $1 million a year. I can't afford to live on an income of somebody who makes $1 million a year. I'd feel so broke. That's the mindset you have to have. Why not go chairman 500, chairman 750, chairman $1 million where you're making $10, $15 million a year? If you're making $10, $15 million a year, there's no way to be successful feeling like you're making $1 million. You're going to be starving. And let me tell you something. You got to give away. When you get a bill at a restaurant, you take that bill. If the bill is $32, you give them $32 tip. If that bill's $150 because you're a big baller, good. Give them $150 tip. Peter and I we went out to dinner. The bill was how much, Peter?
It was right around 4,000.
How much did Chris leave?
More than 4,000.
Okay, so I left about $9,000 that night.
Yes.
Okay? That's the way we live. Why? Because we're blessed. The more you give, the more you get. Good energy. let me tell you something. It may sound stupid, but every time you give, you're blessed. It comes back to you in multitudes. Because if you take from you when you give away, more will come. I'll give you an example. You take a shovel and you dig a hole. Try to put the dirt back. The dirt is a bigger pile. If you take the dirt out and give it away, you see. If you take the energy and give it away, more is going to come. And I've been told my whole life, you do so much for other people. Look at me now. With 400,000 people around the world. I don't care. You give without expectation. And when you give without expectation to the people, they will pray for you. They will pray for you and think the world of you. But you gotta not be stingy. You gotta learn how to give. Give more than is asked of you. Those that want to leave 15%, that's why they can afford dinner, and it's a big deal for them to go to dinner. My mind, I'm buying restaurants. I don't care. I walk in, if I'm not happy, I'm like, can I buy a restaurant and put some real people here? You know, that's the level I want you to think of. I don't want you to think the biggest deal is to go out and afford a dinner. Give more. Even if they don't give you a good meal, forgive them and give them a good tip. It's not the waitress or the waiter's fault that the chef sucks. Okay? Maybe you didn't read Yelp or Open Table. You should have read it. This whole talk has been about positive energy, forgiving, getting your vibrations high. When you put yourself in a high vibration, you will attract everything that is like-minded to you. When you give, it will be given to you. It's not a mistake that it's so funny that I'm one of the biggest givers I know because I don't know that many people. So I got to be one of the biggest givers I know, right? I don't know many people. But it's so funny that Peter and Karen literally are like-minded to Isis and I. That's why we got together. We're working together because they are givers. Their whole thing is their charity and giving. His whole thing is success by giving, right, Peter? I believe that was good business by good giving or something. What's it?
Make a living giving.
Okay, so it's undeniable that we are on the same vibration of giving. Undeniable. And if Peter wasn't a giver, we wouldn't be doing business. If I wasn't a giver, we wouldn't be doing business.
Right.
You know, I want to see everybody here succeed. This won't be the last time I do this. We're going to do this again. I'm real excited for the launch, for you guys coming into the company and being part of our family. And look, expectations. You're going to get started. There may be little bumps in the road. My back office is not working right. I don't know my password. I forgot my email. Look, no stress. You come in and you come in a calm manner. No stress. Any issues, go to Peter. I'm working directly with him. I have a team that's working with Karen and Peter to make life easy. When you come in, maybe a credit card don't work, or maybe this don't work. It's okay. It will be okay. Nothing is so bad in this world. I didn't get to a $50 million a month business because we don't know what we're doing. We're going to get there. Okay? We'll get there. Everybody will come together. Yeah. No panic. Chris is here. The panda is here. So here's what I want to do. I want to set goals for this team. 90 days. We have all of July, August, and September. October 1st. October 1st. Let's do another webinar, Peter. I want 1,000 people on this call. I want 2,000 people on this call. All right. And during the time, let's work together. Aaron is going to be working on the team as one of the educators. We're going to get him set up. And anybody else here who brings value in terms of education or anything that you have a particular skill at that we don't know about, bring it to Peter. Let me listen. I always tell people this. If you have skills, who said, Gib says, I got skills. Gib's got mad skills. So anything you feel that you can bring that's better to help us grow, whatever, I'm here. You have direct access to me, virtually have direct access to the CEO. And I'm just grateful for everybody. I'm proud of everybody here. And I'm just grateful, man. You guys allowed me to come on the call. You don't know me. And I'm here screaming at you guys and laughing and playing with my dogs and talking about Jesus and God. And I gave my best. I love you guys. And Pete, I'm turning it back over to you.
Okay. What we just saw is why IM is destined to be, I mean, a multi-billion. I don't even know where to begin. Trading, travel, transformation. Here, I don't want to take time because this was too powerful. We will get this recording out. The only thing I want to close with is, as awesome as the trading is, and the education is the best I've ever seen. Aaron walked us all through so much of the back office, did an amazing job. It's so far ahead of anything else that's out there. The travel is going to be absolutely incredible. Neither of those are as important as what we just heard. That's it. I'm telling you, this is what it's about. Faith is the substance of things hope. Faith, it's tangible, it's real, and that's what you just heard. Thank you so much, Christopher Terry, Isis De La Torre. This is a marriage made in heaven. We are so excited. All of Increase is so excited to be part of the IM family. Let's keep increasing. This call is officially over.